Hello everyone, I am Pritish Srivastav and welcome back to my channel. In the last video, we have already covered what are data types and how many types of data types are there in Python programming. In this video, we are going to focus on the first type of data type, that is numeric data type, integer, float and complex. So these three data types we will cover in this video. So let's start. So numeric data type means three types of data types are there which are going to come in this category. First type is known as integer data type. So let me discuss int data type first. So basically integer data type means the data type that represent integral value. So integer data type represent integral values. So whatever integral values are there, those integral values are going to be represented by integer data type. Now, one thing you need to understand, how many types of integral data types are there? So basically, two types of integral data types are there, or two types of integral values are there. That is known as positive integrals or integers or negative integers. Now, positive integer means like you can say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on till infinity. Same as it is coming to negative, -1, -2, -3, -4. All these data types are your negative integrals. So basically, whatever positive integrals are there, whatever negative integrals are there, all these type of integral values are considered in the type of integer data type. Now let me discuss few important points with respect to integer data type in Python programming. The first point that is there is in Python, there is no any restriction for integer data type. You can take any number, any digits in integer data type. It is valid in Python. You can use that. Okay, you can use that. So in Python, there is no any restrictions. There is no any restrictions of digits in an integer data type. Even we can consider long int values also in the form of int data type. That is the first point which is very, very important. So in case of Python programming, for handling large values, for example, I am having a mobile number. Mobile number is of 10 digits. So 10 digits means a long number is there. So in other programming languages like C++ and Java, we are having one more data type which is long. But in Python, we don't have any other data type for integral values. Whatever integers are there, every integer is going to be handled by integer data type only. Even the number is very big as well. That also will handled by integer data type only. Second point, if I want to tell what is integer data type, then in simple or layman words, we can say, if we want to represent any data without decimal point, then such type of data type is known as int data type. So what is int data type? If you are representing any data without decimal, then it is your int data type. It may be positive, it may be negative. Both things are fine. Let me take few examples. Now, first example I am creating one variable. I am taking some number like 98. Let me check what is the type of it. And if we want to check the type of any value of any data, for that we are having type function. I have already explained you this thing in the last video. Please go through that video if you have not covered till now. I will also attach the playlist link in the description box. Please refer that. Now, type of X. So if I'm going to check this, you will see class int. That means it is of integer type. 98 is of integer type. Let me change the symbol now. That means it is a positive integral. Let me take negative value now. Minus 90 or minus 998. Now, what is the type of it? What is your integer data type? Either positive integer or negative integer. Both will be considered in this int category. So if I am going to run this, you will see it is also int data type. So these 2 points are nothing but this one. Positive integrals and negative integrals. So your positive numbers as well as your negative numbers, but without decimal are going to be considered in int data type. Now, next point is in Python, there is no any restrictions of digits. So let me take one example here. I am creating one variable mobile number, and I am going to take a very big number. Okay, you can see a large number I am going to take here. So big number I am taking. See, approximately, I don't know how many digits are there, but a very big number I have taken. So let's check what is the type of it and whether this is valid or not. Can we take any number of digits? Yes, we can take. In Python, we can take. If I am going to check the type of it, it is also an integer. You will see it is also an integer. So this is your int data type. What is your int data type? Whatever positive values as well as negative values without decimal point. Then such type of data types are known as integer data types. Such type of values are going to be considered in int data type. So that is your first type of numeric data type, that is int data type. Let me discuss second type of data, that is known as float data type. Now, as the name suggests, float means decimal point. Float means decimal points. So what it is going to do? So basically, float data type is used to represent a decimal number. And here also decimal number, either positive decimal number or negative decimal number. Both numbers will be considered in floating point. So if I can take examples, positive floating point number, then what I can say? I can say 0.0, then 0.1, 0.2. All these are your positive float numbers. Same as it is negative float numbers. Just put symbol minus 0.1, minus 99.9, or minus 98.87. So all these values are your floating points. So what is your float data type? Float data type is if any number is having decimal point. Then that is nothing but your float number. So in float also, the same condition is going to be applied. Same things are going to be applied. First thing is in Python, there is no restrictions for the digits in float data type. Even we can consider double int values or double float values in the form of float data type. If we want to represent any data with a decimal point, then such type of data type is known as float data type. Let me take few examples. Example of float data types. Now, first example, num is equal to, I am taking something like 0.0. What is the type of it? See here, I have mentioned one thing, any data with a decimal point. So here decimal is there. Yes, decimal is there. That is the reason the type of it is what? What is the type of it? The type of it is your floating point. See, class float. Same as it is if I am taking some negative values like minus 0.00001. What is the type of it? It is also your float type. See, let me take a very big number. I am going to take. Minus very big number I am going to take. Okay, let's check what is the type. A very big float number I have taken. Not, it is not a float number. Let me take float number, or after point I am going to take like this. So here you can see this is a point. Now it is a float number, but very big float number it is. Let's check what is the type of it. Is it a float number or not? It is also a float number. So float number is very simple. If a number, if any value is having decimal point, then that is your float data type. And if any number is not having decimal data type, decimal is not there, then that is your integer data type. Now, third category is known as complex data type. Third category is known as complex data type. And this is unique data type. Other programming languages don't have this complex data type. Only in Python, this complex data type is there. For understanding this complex data type, first we need to understand what is the format of complex data type. Which type of data types are known as complex data type? So a number is a number which is in the form of. So if any number is in this format, a plus bj, if any number is in this format, that is known as complex. Now here, what is a and what is b? So basically, a is known as real number. A is known as real part or real number. So those who are from CBSE background, they already know this thing. Class 11, chapter 4. Complex number. So it is similar to that only. A complex data type is nothing but your complex number only. Real and imaginary part. So here, this is your real part and this is your imaginary part. Okay. Now, what is B? B is your imaginary part. B is your imaginary part. And what about J? So basically, J square value is something like -1 and J value is -1 to the power 1/2. That means under root -1/2. So you need not to remember anything like this. I am just for demonstration purpose, I am explaining. This A is your real part. B is known as imaginary part. And what about this J? J is nothing but under -1. J square is nothing but -1. J is equal to under root -1. Okay. So this is the format of complex data type. Let me take few examples for this. I am taking x is equal to 10 plus 20j. Just compare this expression with a plus bj. Now, what is my real part? The real part is your 10. What is my imaginary part? The imaginary part is 20. So if I am going to print type of x first, what is the type of x? See, it is a complex type. Along with that, I am going to print my complex number. This is my complex number. Now, if you want to see what is my real part, what is my imaginary part. So for that, there are two variables which are there. First variable is known as imag. That will give you imaginary part of complex number. And second is known as real. What this will give? This will give you real part of complex number. So if in this, if you want imaginary part, how we will get this thing? Print variable name is x dot imaginary part. For imaginary part, I am having imag, right? Imag. That's it. See, this 20.0 is nothing but your imaginary part. But one thing you need to remember here, this real part and imaginary part both will return your answer in the form of floating point number. Always your result will be floating point number. Same as it is if you want real part as well. Just write x dot real. What is my real part here? 10. But it will always return your answer in the form of floating point number. So what is my floating point of 10? It will be 10.0. 10.0. Okay. Let me take one more example. Y is equal to 10 minus or 1 minus 20j. Now again compare this one, a plus bj. Now here, what is my real part? Real part. So real part is minus 20 here. Don't say 20, it is minus 20. So real part is minus 20. What is my imaginary? Sorry, real part is 1 and imaginary part is minus 20. Why minus 20? Because if you are comparing, minus plus will give you minus only. So imaginary part is minus 20. If I am going to check the type of it, y dot y dot not type imaginary part. What is my imaginary part? See minus 20. 0.0 because it will always return your answer in the form of floating point number. Same as it is real part y dot imag. See minus 20 or real part. For real part we are having REA. See 1.0. This is the thing which is there. Okay, this is your complex term. Now there may be one question may arise where we are having complex number. Why Python is giving flexibility of complex number? The reason behind that is complex number is very, very important. Complex number is very, very important. For what purpose we are having? Complex number is very, very important for scientific computing. Scientific computing means satellites verification, digital image processing, all the technical things which are related to satellites and like artificial satellites, you can say satellites. In that case, this complex number is very, very important. Even if you are doing graduation with electronics, there is one subject which is there, digital image processing. In this also, this is very common term which is there. Many of the problems we will solve with the help of complex number. So for scientific computing, this complex number is very, very important. That is a reason many companies like, or many organizations like NASA and ISRO choosing their first programming language as Python. Because Python is giving flexibility to complex numbers. That's why NASA and ISRO are also choosing Python as a core programming language, because it is giving the flexibility for this. And NASA and ISRO both are doing scientific computing. So this is all about your complex number. So in this video, which thing we have covered? We have covered numeric data type. That is your int, float, and complex. These three data types we have covered in this video. So this is all about in this video. In next video, we will discuss next data type. So I hope you like the video. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel so that everybody, like you guys, will get the notification. And if you are having any concern in any of the things that I have explained in this video, please mention that thing in comment section so that I can just solve your doubts in that. Thanks, everyone.